The book of Exodus begins by recounting how the children of Israel go down to Egypt, settle there, and grow into a great and prosperous nation. It then tells us that a new king arose over Egypt. And the sages debate what exactly this means. Does it mean that a new king replaced the old king, or does it mean it was the same king who changed his policies and took a completely different attitude towards the Jewish people? Now, whenever the sages have a debate like this, we understand that they're not really arguing about what happened. They're arguing about how to interpret what happened. So how can we take these two seemingly incompatible ideas and show how they are in fact compatible? Well, there's a fascinating account in the rabbinic literature, and it says that in fact it was the people of ancient Egypt who looked at the Jews, saw their prosperity, became envious and suspicious of them, and went to their leader, went to their king, and demanded that he do something about the Jewish problem. The king said, "No, you can't do that. These are the people of Joseph. He saved us from starvation and famine. We owe them respect and appreciation." So what did the people do? They threw the king out of office. What did the king do in response? He did what politicians have done through the ages. He changed his platform. And he went from being a defender of the Jews to being the most outspoken advocate for their enslavement and oppression. And so he won his way back into office. And so the sages are wondering, should we consider him the same king because he's the same person? Or should we look at him as a new king, meaning a new dynasty, as it were, a new rulership, since he left office and came back with different policies? But really what they're teaching us is something much more profound. They're really wondering who's most to blame. Is it the people for refusing to accept the wisdom of enlightened leadership, or is it the leaders who bow to the will of the people when the masses want to do what is not in anyone's best interest? What could be a more relevant lesson for today, whether in politics or in business? There has to be leadership that is visionary, that is capable, that has a sense of integrity, and leaders who lead with dignity and civility. But at the same time, there has to be responsible followership. People have to seek out leaders who are worthy of being followed. And then they have to give their trust to those leaders who are worthy of being trusted. When you have that combination of talented, inspired leadership guided by integrity, along with people who are willing to submit their will to leaders who are in fact guiding them in the direction of success, then you have a successful, a flourishing, and a prosperous society.